I'm Cheryl Brickey from Meadow Mist Designs, and I'm going to go and talk a little bit more about my new book coming out, Just Two Charm Pack Quilts. Now, this new book is an extension of my first book, which was just One Charm Pack Quilts, and it's all about taking your stash and getting it into quilts. So today we're going to talk about charm packs, and if you only have one charm pack, how to expand it to two, or if you don't have any charm packs at all for the quilts in the book, how to go and create your own charm packs from the fabrics that you already have. So each of the quilts in the book uses two charm packs, an additional fabric called Fabric A in the patterns, and a background fabric. So if you already have your two charm packs already picked out, you are ready to go and start sewing. But if you only have a single charm pack that you want to be working with, or even a couple scraps, I'm going to show you how to expand that now. Now, say for example, let's start with this charm pack. It is a Ruby Star Society charm pack, and I only have one of them. It might be an older one. If I desperately really wanted a second one of this, I could look on Etsy or eBay, but we tend to have a lot of fabric in our stashes, and I'm sure we can find something that would work. So the first thing I could do is, if you happen to have another charm pack by the same designer or the same company, that might be a great pairing. So with this one, this Florida, you can see that there's kind of these dusty blues, there's some purples, oranges, creams, and I have this other one. This is from a different designer, but still from that Ruby Star Society. And here you can see probably these are similar blue tones, and then there's some yellow, there's some of these orange tones, that if I put these two together, I bet those would actually look really good in a quilt, and in fact look a little bit more scrappy and more varied. So I would first try to see, if you only have one charm pack, see if you have another charm pack or some yardage and fat quarters from the same designer or from the same manufacturer to see if you can get something to work. Now, what if you do just have the one charm pack and you do not have any other charm packs that might work? So in that case, this is a really beautiful charm pack. This is by Amy Smart. It's Sugar House. And I'm just going to put out some of these prints just to go and look at all these different colors. And now I'm going to say that I don't have any other charm packs from Amy Smart, and I don't happen to have any other charm packs from Riley Blake. So these are what I'm starting with. And let me see what I have in my stash to complement these and extend this one charm pack into two, so that way I can go and make a quilt out of it. So you can go and do this with scraps or fat quarters or any kind of yardage. I'm just going to be demonstrating with fat quarters just because it'll be a little easier to see. So what I would do is, I have these tubs. These are actually old salad bins from Costco, the spring mix. And I'm just going to start looking through my reds. And these are the kind of reds that I'm looking for, and you do not have to be exact. So, you know, I'm just going to start looking and start pulling things that might work. Now this one, it's harder to see on the camera. This one's reading a little bit more pink than red. So I'm going to say that one doesn't really quite go. And so what I would do is just pull out each one of these buckets, pull out some fabrics, and I always tend to pull more fabrics than less. I always find it's easier to trim down if you have too many than to go back and try to add some more. And my goal would be to cut no more than 2 to 4 charm squares from each of my additional fabrics. So let's see what I come up with. So very quickly, I just pulled out just a couple to illustrate the concept. I was able to pull out a number of fabrics from my stash that worked well with the charm pack I already had. So I pulled some navies, I have the reds, I have this blue, which kind of harkens back to this color, but it's not an exact match. I have some yellows, and I do not have as many greens in my stash, but I did have a solid, and I thought that that played well with that. And so by putting in these extra fabrics, and I would obviously, if I was making a real quilt with these, I would probably be adding about 10 to 15 different prints. I could expand this one charm pack I had into an entire quilt. So I hope that this has been helpful. on how not only to go and create your own charm pack, but really to go and create any of your own colorways for your quilts you'd like to make. So with that, my next video is going to be on, once you have your prints, how do you pick your fabric A, that additional fabric, and your background fabric, so that way you know that you're going to get a successful quilt that you love at the end. I'll see you then.